Why, hello, everybody. It is I, Chris. I'm back with some more Can't Understand Normal Thinking podcast I try to do weekly, and so far I've been fairly successful at it. Actually, this one's kind of interesting because it's so hot out. I just don't want to wear my headphones for this one, so thankfully, no guests. That's kind of the reason I was kind of 50-50 on if I was even going to do the podcast to begin with, because, like, the heat here has just been insane. Like, this last week has been the hottest temperatures I've ever had to deal with. And knowing me, heat does not agree with me at all. Like, ever. There's not a single time where I'm thinking, yeah, I want it to be warm this summer. No, never. No, I'd much rather live in I would much rather live in perpetual winter. Because like I'm always constantly running hot as it is. As a big boy, you tend to be a little bit warmer than everyone around you. So when skinny people are even telling me it's too hot, then you know there's a problem. Back when I was like 520 pounds, that was a nightmare. There was a couple summers where it went to, I think it was just over 40 degrees, and I was at the point where I would commit crimes just to, like, if it meant that I would feel colder, I would have probably committed a crime. I would have probably stole people's air conditioners if I had to. But thankfully, I was too lazy and way too fat to do any of that shit. And then thankfully, I got an air conditioner before this entire nightmare happened. Like, the fact is, none of the stores nearby have air conditioners. Like, I got it. I got one of the last ones my store had just before they announced there was even going to be a heat wave. So I was like, oh shit, yeah, all right, I'll get an air conditioner this year. Next day they were like, yeah, heat wave coming for Canada. It's going to last about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. Peak temperature is breaking all records. And I was like, oh, oh, thank God I got one of them at least. Jesus. So that's kind of why I've been lackluster and not really motivated to make any videos during the day. And I typically don't stream in the evenings unless it's for like the podcast, but I'm thinking maybe I might have to change that around. Because like for me, I think I might prefer streaming in the evenings and then just doing all my bullshit in like the earlier parts of the day. I think I like that a little bit more. I'm not sure how that's going to work with viewership or anything like that, but I've already taken a hit from the fact that I just haven't been streaming consistently or like even really making a schedule. But I have been keeping myself busy. I've been making some videos. I've been making some channels. I know I say channels plural, but I actually just made another new channel for a thing I'm going to be trying to work on because I feel like the most professional part of video creation is knowing that your channel has themes to it. So my main channel is a gaming channel, so I'm just going to be making it so that so that the main channel is just strictly about games. I'm not going to have like gaming news or anything like that on there. It's just going to be the games. It's going to be the streams highlighted. Then, of course, I have the second channel, which is my stream archive. Channel's banned off YouTube again. Damn it, Chris. Not yet. Not yet. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But, yeah, no, like, I have the other one for the archive, which is just the raw, unedited streams. So if people want to sit down and see all the shit that I didn't cut out, or that I cut out, but they don't have to be bombarded by it constantly. So I feel like that's the proper way to do at least this portion of my streams. The podcast, I think, is still going to stay on the main channel. Since it's not something I do every day, I feel like it'll be good enough to keep it, like, it'd be good enough to keep it on the main channel at least. I made a third channel. So the third channel is for the things that I want to be working on. So like everybody already has their own reaction channels and shit like that. And I find that a lot of them actually put it on their main channels first and then go to making a second channel based on how people think about like or how popular it is on their main channels. But I figure I'm just going to cut out the middleman and just have it so that instead of like 8 videos a day on one channel or like having 8 videos appear on one channel in one day, I have like a reactions channel where gaming news or trailers come out, or if I'm trying to watch some like nice scientific stuff and have a discussion with friends or just react to it myself, then it's it's just good for me to have that little area for it so that I'm not going to be constantly bombarding people that may not want to actually watch that shit. So that's what I decided to do today, earlier in the day when I couldn't stream because it was like so bloody ridiculously hot. So I did that. I've got that ready to go. Now I'm just trying to figure out what I want to be in terms of like reactions, because like I don't want to do those try not to laugh things where trying not to laugh is like the whole thing, and then they just laugh and they go, oh my god, I can't believe I've laughed. It doesn't feel like it adds anything to the actual overall experience of the video. But I would much rather just have, or like react to videos that can drum up a conversation, or just have a better reaction than funny, or oh my god. Like, I just don't want to be an actual just reaction channel. Doing BDO now, really fun. I'm walking Nuke. Nice, dude. Nice. Black Desert Online. Never got into it. I tried it. Wasn't really for me. Sage class really OP. It's basically Punish Me Harder, Daddy. Oh, nice. I think for me, if I'm going to get into a different MMO, it's going to be Final Fantasy 14. I just don't see the point in playing BDO for myself. Be a cunt, scientific chats my... What? Be a cunt, scientific chats my ass. Well, I mean, you could be both. You don't have to... I mean, I could be both. I could be a cunty dude that talks about science. Doesn't really matter. I'll try to figure out what I'm going to do with those videos. And those ones are not going to be as frequently released as, like, my gaming channels are, right? Like, there's going to be, like, 4 videos a day for quite a while coming out on the main channel. So if I do, like, 1 react a week with a buddy of mine, or with a streamer, or a viewer, or a follower, anybody, really... then I can just put that up on the reactions channel, and that could be like something I do once a week, or I can have like gaming news once a week as well. Fill it up so that channel gets 1 upload a week instead of just nothing. Be like Leafy? Nah, I don't want to be like Leafy. Leafy got banned. I don't want to get banned again. So being like Leafy is a big no. When you act a shit, that's what I did. Yeah, but the problem is if you act like somebody who's already been banned, the problem is you risk being banned too. And he had a pretty substantial following. So him being kicked off the platform is huge. I have no pull. Me being snuffed out like that is super easy for YouTube to do. They've already done it once. They could do it again. Yeah, 5 million subs, and just like that, his channel's gone. So I don't really think I'm going to go that route with things. Just because it's too risky. And honestly, it's not worth me having to rebuild again from scratch. I already have to do this once. I don't want to have to do it again. It's annoying enough as it is. But yeah, no, I think that's going to be a pretty good idea for me to do instead of just bombarding the main channel. Another thing that's been going on is BC is finally removing the fucking mask mandates. God damn, I'm finally happy about that. I hate masks. All they do is fog up your glasses and get in the way. And during the summer too, just that hot air that you blow out, ugh. It's not fun. I shouldn't have to be forced to wear a muzzle. So, I thought you loved masks? No. If you're sick, wear one. Like, yeah, if you're clearly sick, or somebody else is sick around you, then yeah, wear a mask. Don't be a dickhead. But if you're out in public and you're going to shop at like London, or what's a store in the state? If you're going to shop at Walmart and you're not feeling sick, I don't think you should have to wear a mask. At that point, if somebody's going to Walmart and they're sick or they're immunocompromised, that's on them. They can choose to wear a mask or not. I mean, that's completely up to them. There's online shopping. They don't even have to leave the house. So I've never really been a big supporter of masks. I've only been a big supporter of masks if you're sick or if you're around somebody in your family who's immunocompromised. Then it just makes sense to wear a mask while all these infection rates are going up. But I didn't think the general masses needed to have a mask. I know that might seem stupid to some people, but I mean, come on. Like, let's be real here. In Florida, it's great. Yeah, I mean, it's all right. Like, the fact that at least they're... Okay, so... I don't want to get too political with it, but there is a pretty good chance that with this Delta variant that they have, that... Oh, I just realized my arm is going through the the microphone. There we go. Let's change that. Make it so that it's not going to go through the microphone. But DeSantis is clapping back. I don't know who DeSantis is. But, yeah, no, the whole thing with the mask mandate being released, or, like, taken away, that's completely fine with me. I do believe people should have the choice to not be shunned for not wanting to wear a mask. Unless, of course, they're sick and they're just being cunts about it. Then they deserve every little bit of shame they get. The governor of Florida, yeah, I don't really pay attention to most, American politics. I try not to. because a lot of it's bullshit, and it's so much extra stress that I don't think anybody really needs. I don't even really pay attention to Canadian politics just because of that. They never locked down, and they are not doing it still. I mean, yeah, if it worked for you, it worked for you. But for the longest time, Florida was like the number one place where people were dying and sick. So I mean, that was stupid of them. It was really dumb, like to not at least have the requirement for that period of time. And Florida's booming with business, yeah. But there was a period where you guys had the highest case amount and the highest death toll. So I think when that was happening, it was a mistake that they didn't make a mandate for the masks then, because there would probably be a few thousand people that would have lived if they weren't all fucking stupid. Like the thing is either way, even with masks, stupid people are going to die regardless. That was altered, all fake news. Okay, don't with the fake news. Enough with that. Enough with that. The sources I talk about and everything like that, I don't use fake news. I use actual news, which has nothing to do with CNN, Fox, none of them. I just go around and watch YouTubers that have a very upfront and unbiased viewpoint on things, and I don't base anything on mainstream media. No point. I do all my own research. Fuck them. Can't trust them. So, no, everything I say is real news. As judgmental as that seems, everything I say is usually backed up by real news. Like, CNN is probably the worst of the mainstream medias, just because they don't hide their bias. Oh, oh my god, I heard that in my headset over here. I heard that over here. Unfortunately, I don't have my headset set up right now just because it's so hot. I guess I should talk about what I've added to the channel right now, just so we go away from the politics, just because I don't want to deal with that. I don't want every single one of my podcasts to be revolving around that. So, as you probably noticed with the channel points, I've added some little sound effects that people can use. I don't know, yeah, they're just kind of scattered around. I made some of the jump scare ones a little bit more pricey, just so that way they can't be spammed. But there are some cheaper ones in there that people can use just to, like, I don't know, make it their own meme out of it. And then, sorry, Field to Do. This is like the first time I've ever taken my headset off on stream, and it's literally just because of how hot it's been. I wasn't even going to do the stream if I had to keep my headset on. But yeah, no, so I've added those sound effects for, like, the channel points, and they can be changed, but the thing is you can only add 5. So the full list is actually a little bit lower on it, where it's, I'm looking forward to it, Feel to Do. That's kind of why I priced them out the way that they are, because then I can kind of get a feel for where everybody's at, how much they can be spammed, and so on and so forth. Because I don't want an entire gameplay to be ruined because everybody's just spamming oofs and jump scares, right, and farts and stuff. But where you can see the sound alerts down at the very bottom of the, like, not even of the stream, like, it's on one of the panels down there's an entire sound collection. And yeah, I know they all say 50 bits on them. I just made them that way because if people wanted to, like, cheer for no reason, they could at least use a sound effect instead. So I figured that'd be pretty fun. But out of that list, I can always rotate some of those out and put them into the channel points one. Why? Why are you using the points now? I don't even have the headset on. I guess my podcast is going to hear it. They're going to be scared shitless. But yeah, I figure if people want to cheer, instead of just cheering, if they wanted to, they could try to fuck with me a little bit. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Hello, motherfucker.
Hello, motherfucker. Oh, is that the kid? Hello, motherfucker. It's probably that one. I can't hear it. But, yeah, so I figured this would be a little fun addition to the stream so that if I'm playing a scary game or anything like that, which I do plan on playing Amnesia on stream soon. Soon. Amnesia Rebirth. So I feel like those will get used quite a bit. But yeah, I basically made it so that if people want to cheer, they can scare the shit out of me. They could just make some memes out of it. There's different sounds that they can use throughout the entire thing, which I thought was cool. It's at least better than nothing, right? Like, I only had one custom reward on there, and it was for a tweet. And even then, it has certain restrictions that I put on there. So I figure, give you guys a sound, like 5 sounds you could play with, so you could be your own little, like, what's the word I'm looking here? Soundboard. That's the word I was looking for. But yeah, no, I thought that was a nice little addition. So as time goes on, they can be swapped out. So let's say, for instance, I am going to be playing a scary game. I could basically made it so that all of the... Why is everybody using these when I have my headset off? Why? Oh, thanks for the resub, my dude. I didn't get anything that popped up, but yeah, thank you for the resub. But yeah, no, it's something I'm hoping will be thematically changed and more impactful. Because like I can make when I play scary games, all 5 of the scare like jump scares put on there, so that way people can really abuse it. But there is a catch. There is a minute gap between each one, so that way it's not just going to be constantly going. I need to have a little break in between, right? There's got to be a little bit of limitation. So I think that's pretty fair. So, like, depending on what I'm going to be doing, like, let's say I play GTA, I'll have, like, a random soundboard I decide to make the free options for. If I'm doing scary games, I'll put a bunch of jump scares sounds in there so people can abuse it with their channel points. If I'm doing reactions, I'll have reactionary things in there, like the oof or the sad Titanic or mission failed, you know, the standard stuff. So I thought that was a nice little addition to it as I try to figure out how to add some better rewards as time goes on. I haven't had the motivation to do anything because of that damn heat. But now that that's finally going away, I'm going to be so happy when it's finally done with. Because like tomorrow's supposed to be 35 degrees, so it's still warm. But it's not 50. So it's manageable. It's something where I can feel like a normal person during the day. And I'm thinking I'm going to be switching my times of streams around so that way during the day when I can't turn my air conditioner off during the summer, I'm going to be spending that time to edit and to basically just do all the stuff that I need to. I like how editing's the only thing I can really think of at the moment, but what I meant is so I can edit, so I can try to learn more about how these channel rewards work.
Hello,
So that I can have
motherfucker.
something like maximum underdrives. Why is it when I don't have my headset on? Oh, I feel bad for whoever's watching this stream on YouTube later on. But yeah, so if I can make it so that during the day I focus on the things that I can't do with the air conditioner on, or I focus on the things I can do with the air conditioner on, I can get that out of the way. I can get that stress off of my back. And then in the evenings when it's cooled down quite a bit, I can come back on and stream like I usually would. And I feel like that actually might work better for some of the people that followed me back when I was streaming from 12 in the morning to 6 a.m. because they're European, right? They're going to be the European side, Australians, stuff like that, right? Oh my god, I heard that through my headset. That one was loud. Oh my god. Disable autocomplete point redemption so I can give myself back points. How do I do that? Because wait, I shouldn't have that set up because Vamp was able to do it. She was able to give herself points back. Mods should be able to do it, no problem. I'm not sure how you do it, Oz. if Vamp was here or if Chris Pratt was here, they know how to do it. They've managed to do it this entire time, so I really have no idea. Fuck you, Chris. That's troll. Wait, what's troll? What did I do that's trolling? It said so everything auto completes. There are no things in the redeem queue. Wait, what? What do you mean? Like, it's set so everything auto completes. There are no things in the redeem queue. Redeem queue? What's a redeem queue? What have I done? Your hair is getting pretty shaggy. Nice. Yeah, I've got like... This is probably the longest my hair's been since like high school. So, it's interesting because I'm almost at the year... a year of hair growth. I wanted to grow my hair out from bald status to... No, not man bun. No. But yeah, no, it's something I've always wanted to do was shave my head, which I did last year, just because I wanted to see how my head would look. Turns out my head looks like a fucking egg. The point redemptions are usually in queue. Oh, my queue's only 60 seconds per each one. So once one gets used, it has 60 seconds before that same one can get used. Otherwise, all the other ones can be pretty much spammed at the same time as another one before their timer goes in. And a mod can refund the points. Yours seem to be set to autocomplete so they don't sit in queue. Yeah, maybe I'm doing something wrong then. I'll have to check that out after the stream. I'll worry about it later. So far, everybody seems to be having fun with it right now. Not talking cooldown. I'm talking in mod view. Oh, yeah. I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what any of that means. Nightbot not today. Oh, dude, Chris Pratt made Nightbot much worse. So, yeah, look forward to that. He's even more of a bitch. So, hooray! My Nightbot's a troll. Oh wait, you were probably there while it was happening, Oz. So yeah, all right. Well, there you go. It was either you, yeah, it was you, and I think Dazzle was there too. But what did I miss? The podcast is going to be spicy when I'm on, very opinionated and still savage. Hope you enjoy yourself. That's completely fine. I don't mind that. As long as you know the no-no words that are not allowed to be said on my stream, we can definitely have a debate or a conversation or a discussion, whatever it ends up being. Swear to Christ, yes, no. Now we're going to have Nightbot arguing with my mods. No words? Yeah, like the hard R and like the any homophobic, any racial slurs, none of that can be on here. But other than that, open floor. I don't really care other than that. But yeah, I'm honestly I'm kind of surprised with this heat wave that more fires didn't get started. I'm happy about it, but I'm very surprised. I thought for sure we were going to be having one of those summers where it's like, well, now half the forest is gone. Like, every other summer leading up to it, I'm pretty sure we've had a forest fire near where we've lived. Not, like, close enough to really affect us, but close enough to see the haze or even smell the smoke. But something weird happened where nobody started a huge fire that I know of, which is really surprising. Maybe it's people are just like, we're finally allowed out of the house. Let's not ruin this. The N-word, yeah, I don't do that. I'm an asshat, man. But not well like that. Okay, good. As long as you know that, we're fine. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I haven't really been doing too much. Been feeling very demotivated from the heat. I haven't even been able to work out, so I ended up gaining like 2 pounds back. But that could also be from the influx of water that I've been drinking. But yeah, no, I just, okay. It was bad enough where I went outside yesterday during the hottest point of the day to go get some beer, because why the fuck not? If I'm going to be in the middle of a boiling hot summer, I might as well have beer. So I went to the liquor store, and on my way there, my sandals, which were silicone, heated up to the point where my skin, or maybe it wasn't silicone, it's plastic based, they were very warm, and it heated up to the point where my skin kind of got stuck to it, and I had to like peel it off, and then I ended up like having little burns on my toes. I still have like blood on them, so it was hot. And then yesterday, or sorry, and then here I'm acting like it's a different day, and then on my way back home, I noticed that my feet started to feel really warm. The cement was so hot that it made the bottoms of my shoes heat up, and then I got like several blisters on the bottom of my feet from just the heat. It's crazy. It was nuts. I don't know why I chose to do that, but apparently I chose to do that. This is the guy who has cunt on a green screen. No, I don't have it on the green screen. I'm just the cunt that's in front of the green screen. Well, I curse a lot and probably use strong sexual language. I mean, that's fine. I use strong sexual language all the time. I've got cunt on the front. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're right. Oh. But yeah, I mean, there hasn't really been too much that's been going on other than, like, the minor changes that are going on. Like, with the mandates and... Okay. I didn't really think this one through. In fairness, I was still very 50-50 on if I was even going to come online. One of the things I'm going to be doing this summer, just because there's not too many new release games, I am going to be going back the next few days and finishing off games that I started last year but never finished. So that's going to be games like LA Noire, Grand Theft Auto 4. What else did I re-download? Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars The Old Republic, Resident Evil Revelations 2, Danganronpa 2, Danganronpa 3, Clandestine, Oz. We have to definitely work out a day when we're going to do that. I think that might be it. Oh, World of Warcraft, of course. I got to start finishing that up too. I think I'm gonna only play one MMO a week though, or one day a week, just because they're so time consuming. I don't want them to be the main focus of my channel. If anything, I'd want it to be just variety games, really. MMOs take way too much time to really be a full deep dive for me. I don't have that type of attention span, especially for like World of Warcraft, where you have to do most of the reading in order to actually get the lore. Whereas for me, I would probably more enjoy Final Fantasy XIV, and oh, that's another one I'm going to be adding to the list, but I'm not going to touch that right now. The only way that's getting added to the list is if I finish off. Oh, I figured out the last one, the Master Chief Collection. I gotta finish off the last two missions for Halo 2. I gotta finish off Halo 3 and Halo 1. I might do 4. I might do ODST and Reach. Not sure. Kind of up in the air on that because I really enjoyed the campaign up until like Halo 4. So I'll probably do Reach and ODST then. But yeah, plenty of stuff I still have to work on. It's unfortunate that it's kind of taking as long as it is for me to get to the point where I want to be. But it just feels like everything's piling on top of everything, and I'm not having the time to work on it, and then I get drained, and then the heat affects my mental state, and then everything's just like, ah. So now that everything's starting to cool off, I feel a lot better. I'm still not super sweaty. I had my air conditioner going the entire time. I think it'll be good when I start making my streams start at about 6 or 7, and then have them end probably by midnight if it's a long stream. But starting at around 6 or 7 is probably going to be the sweet spot for me, because that's when the sun is completely past my apartment, so it starts to cool down around that time for me. And then I can just really knock out some decent streams, or at least some, well, I'm hoping they're decent. I can knock out some okay streams at least. Catch up on some of the things that I've promised and actually start working towards it. And then now that I finally got Adobe Premiere working, I've been trying to get used to their overlay, or not overlay, their UIs again, which is way different than I remember. Like I remember this back from like the 2017 Adobe Premiere when you could still buy the physical copy. That was the last one I owned. And now it's so different. Everything that I remember, most of the shortcuts are very different. I only really remember how to do the snipping tool and the copy paste tool at this point. I need to do a deep dive on that. And using the daytime to do that's probably the best, because I can just sit here, crank that AC, keep myself nice and cool, level-headed, learn some shit from little courses that I'll be taking, which is going to be nice. It opens up a lot of my free time, which is good. Man, maybe I should podcast again. I used to podcast when I used to do YouTube. Have all my YouTube friends on as guests. I mean, it's fun. It's definitely worth doing. Like, the thing is if you have the time and you have people, or even if you just wanted to be by yourself and you have the time to do a podcast, I'd say go for it. It's a great way to put yourself kind of on a plate in a way where you can show people who you are. And if they want to take a bite, they can take a bite. And if they don't, they don't. It's a nice way to show off who you are, or who your friends are, or an agenda that you want to push. I mean, that came out probably a little bit wrong. I don't think there's anybody who's really proud of pushing agendas, but you could really use podcasts to alter the things around you. You'll def be my first guest. Hey, if you'll have me, I'll take it. I'll do it. Why not? I think it'll be fun. But yeah, you just have to let me know. But yeah, no, I think podcasts, like the main reason I even started one was because when I'm playing video games, I don't really get to focus 100% on the words that I'm saying or on the topics at hand. I get distracted by gameplay, and yes, I still try my best to stay on topic. Sometimes it's just impossible to do so. Whereas with podcasts, the only thing you're focusing on is, well, the chat and you. Or the chat and yourself, not you. Yeah, you know what I mean. We have similar personalities. I love the cunt. That sounds like something I would do. Perfect. But yeah, no, it's a really good way to it's a really good way to balance what's the word I'm looking for here? To balance yourself versus who you try to be. Like for me, I always try to be the goofy kid who thinks he's good at video games but is only all right. So taking the time to have an area where I could talk about serious things as well as just goofy things or even just like science in general. Like for me, the first thing I think I'm going to be reacting to in terms of the Reacts channel that I'm making. I'm not going to be dropping any links to it yet, not until it's done. Or at least until it has a video. The first thing I think I'm going to be doing is the last like 2 or 3 months I've been really into astrology. Well, astronomy, not astrology. Astrology is that's the fucking zodiac signs, right? Astronomy, yeah, astronomy is the one with the stars. They're so close in terms of wording that I always get the two of them confused. So I started saying cosmology when it comes to the study of the cosmos. So that way I don't get myself confused and put into a weird camp where people think I'm flipping tarot cards to try to figure out when the next global pandemic is going to happen. I'm the serious guy that never deviates from facts and, well, trains. I love trains. I mean, trains don't deviate either. They go one way or the other. There's no in between. So yeah, you know what? That works. Chris is a serial killer, great Zodiac killer. What would? Oh man, I wonder what I would be like if I was a serial killer. Now what? Okay, so this would be a conversation that would be better to have with people, you know, so that I don't seem like I'm insane. But I feel like if I was a serial killer, my motive, or not my motive, what do they call it? Modus operandi? My modus operandi would be icicles. Now, I know that seems ridiculous, or it seems very Canadian because, you know, icicles winter. Icicles just make the most sense because they melt away, right? Like, your murder weapon won't be there long enough for the police to find it. They'll just find a dude with a stab wound, and there'll be a lot of water, and they'll be like, well, how are we supposed to get anything from this? It's water over here. So yeah, I think I think my modus operandi would be icicles, as weird as that sounds. Oh my god, what a weird fucking thing I just said on the internet. But yeah, no, I think the first thing I'll be doing is compiling a playlist of videos that I've been wanting to watch. Some that I have, some that I haven't, and try to make like a decently long stream, like maybe a 2.5 hour like live stream where I'm just like watching these sort of like semi-educational cosmology videos and having a discussion about it, because I really don't want to be that another reactions channel where they sit there, see a funny clip, and just go funny. There's just so many generic bullshit reaction channels, and they all have the exact same reaction. And I know the only reason they do that is because it's easy money. It's super easy money. And people will click on it because you're already watching something that people want to watch. So when you react to it, you're just opening the door for people to watch you react to something, and then that gives you the view and the exposure. So yes, I am fully acknowledging I'm doing this specifically for that. And I don't know if that makes me more respectable or less. But, I mean, at least I'm not trying to go for the simplicities of already finding meme montages and trying to react to that. I want it to be more substantial, have more of a solid footing on discussion than on just purely reaction. And I think that'll be a lot of fun, especially with science and shit like that, because there's so many ways that the cosmos can be considered, like, or not considered, that the way the cosmos could behave and react, and most of what we know is just theoretical, not even truly understood. So it leaves so much room for interpretation and discussion that I'm like, oh, this seems like a great idea. And I could take that 2.5 hour live stream and I could turn it into one video, or I could turn it into 3. It wouldn't matter. It depends on how I would edit it and how it would be best perceived. And that's kind of why I want to do it. And I don't always want to do it alone either, because I feel like the best way to really have a reaction is to have somebody live there with you, so that way you won't only just have a reaction, you'll have two people's reaction, and it's easier to bounce conversation off of. Not that I'm saying talking to chat wouldn't be as informative, it's just it would make it easier for me to bounce back off of, right? So it's something I'm thinking about. And honestly, if I could, I would definitely try to get I would definitely try to get Clyde and Evan in on this. I mean, they do have the greatest stream in the galaxy, so who's more qualified to talk about space than two spacemen themselves? I mean, the offer's open. I don't even know when I'm gonna try to do it. I still have to figure out setting up like what kind of playlist I want to do. But if I can get them to join me in on it, I'll totally, I would gladly have them as guests. And I don't mind doing like true crime stuff down the road too. I think that would be fascinating. Like, we brought up the serial killer thing, but I actually do think that would be a lot of fun to watch, like a true crime documentary, or not even like necessarily a long documentary, but like a story about true crime, and just kind of talk about it and just see where things could have gone wrong and have a discussion, or I guess react, if that's really what we want to go for. But I mean, react just makes such a clickable word that people always seem to click that button for it. Not entirely too sure why, but they always do. Oh man, I wish I had more stuff prepared for today, but everything's just kind of been the same. I've been mostly just in my room for the last week and a half, just trying not to sear. I'm probably the only person who's never ended, or who's never ended up getting a tan during a heat wave. Chris, you freaking genius stream then podcast. At times you have good ideas. I mean, I like to think I have quite a few good ideas, but I like to do it. I also I do have a lot of bad ones too. I'm the type of guy that'll throw as much shit at the wall just to see what sticks, and whatever sticks is clearly good shit. So I have no problem with being incorrect, or I have no problem with my ego being damaged from being incorrect. Because maybe I do have a problem with being wrong sometimes, but I don't have a problem with my ego being damaged from it. Well, the thing is, Aaron, is most of my bad ideas are usually off stream. The only ones who really know my bad ideas are the ones that are closest to me. And the only reason I never really bring them up after that is because if they're telling me it's a bad idea, it's usually a bad idea. But so far, I think I've received a pretty decent amount of people telling me that, like, the reactions thing, specifically for the space side of things, it seemed to have been decently well received. So I think that's probably going to be where I'm taking things, at least in the next little while. And no, this is not alcohol. I feel like I need to slow down on the alcohol a little bit. During the heat wave, I was just drinking to sleep. As sad as that is to say, I was literally just, it's so hot. The only way to sleep is by, like, passing out. Like, there wasn't really a way for me to, like, sit there and consciously fall asleep. Even, like, the weed wasn't really helping too much. So being a little bit crossfaded did help with, you know, the weed kicking in. So having, like, a few beers before bed with the weed, whew, finally fell asleep. It's been brutal, though. I'm not going to leave my hair behind my ear. That looks ridiculous. That looked so sad. There we go. Better. I do not have the hair to go behind the ear at the moment. It's not for me. But one of these days it will be a ponytail. At some point. Discord? Oh, yes. I forgot. I do have a Discord. Feel free to join the Discord if needed. All ideas and conversations happen there. Yeah, I know it says that I have the moon next to my name, but that's just so I don't constantly get notifications from all the other Discords I'm a part of. Half the time I'm there, half the time I'm not, so it's really 50-50. If I see the message, I'll typically respond. If I don't see it, Twitter's usually the best place to message me, because it'll actually send a notification to my phone. So, yeah, that's kind of how Discord works for me. I did add a channel promos section, though, because I noticed it was getting pretty confusing on where people could actually link their own shit. Because I know there was, like, 2 that seemed like it could be, like, videos and, what was the other one? Hobbies? Or media. So I was just like, fuck it. Erase the confusion. Here's one that just says channel promos. Go for it, baby. But yeah, no, I think I'm gonna be starting to play Ark soon. I might join in on Evan, Clyde, and Oz's server. I forgot what it's called. I think if I remember, it was Maximum Under Tribe. So I think that'll be fun joining them up on that. I haven't bought the game yet. It's on sale till the 8th, so I'm gonna wait until I get paid before buying any more games. Because again, the air conditioner did set me back quite a bit. I don't really want to spend more money without knowing if I'm going to have it. Just working on posters for the server. Oh, nice, nice. Okay. So, like, when it comes down to it, for the server, I'm assuming it works a lot like how Rust kind of does, where I just join up and then I could just kind of build stuff. I don't really need permission. I haven't played Ark, but I'm assuming it's very similar in terms of play style, where you harvest stuff, craft things, make things, and then you can get dinosaurs from what I saw. You rent the server. Oh, okay. That, how much is that? How much is renting a server on that game? Because like, if it's cheap, that's not bad. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to trying out that game. I think it'll be interesting. There's no nudity in it that I have to like censor, is there? Like, am I gonna have to like go into settings and cover up junk, or are that all taken care of? Okay, all right, good. Because the last thing I want to do is not notice that there's an explicit content filter and not check it off or something, and then all of a sudden I'm in and there's just dongs in my face. Big old dino dicks, you know? You don't want those. TOS would not be happy with it. Not too much considering. Oh, okay, cool. If it ends up becoming a thing where I'm joining you more and more often, I'll probably chip in for that. But I'll have to try it out once or twice just to see if it'll be something I'm going to be doing. But yeah, no, that sounds like it's going to be a fun game. I'm looking forward to it. I think I'll be getting it. Let me see what day it is. I'll probably be picking it up this weekend, actually, now that I think about it. Looking at my calendar, I think I'll get it either Friday evening, probably Saturday, though. And then, yeah, I don't mind installing that, giving it a shot, seeing where things go. Damn, I usually wanted to try to get to, like, the hour in terms of podcast, but I just didn't have too much prepared. I am trying to figure out how to make how to make some animated GIFs. Not GIFs. Emotes. I'm trying to figure that part out. Like, if it's just like a different state of the emote, but it's just like flashing between the two, like they show you for the PogChamp, where it just like goes closed mouth, open mouth, closed mouth, open mouth. I don't think I'm gonna bother with it too much, but if I can make an emote out of a GIF, or like a GIF into an emote, I think I will try that. I will gladly try to put a GIF as an emote and see if it works. But if it's just like bouncing between two static states, then I don't think I'll bother with it. I have to look into that again. Chris, I played a game with full tatas and apple pies, so you will be fine. Oh yeah, I know, but it really depends on how they're feeling. Like, Twitch can just decide to ban like that. Like, look at what they did with Amaranth and Indie Fox. They banned them, but they only gave them 3 days, whereas anybody else that did that would end up being permanently banned. Look at Forsen, right? So it's almost impossible to know when Twitch is going to have a good day or a bad day. They basically they get to choose whether or not you get to be or have a career on their platform. You have to be partnered to get animated emotes on Twitch. Oh, okay, so that I shouldn't even bother looking into it. That's so weird. Why did they send me an email about it? I don't get why they did that. That makes no sense to me. Oh, why would they do that? It's so confusing. Oh yeah, and then they sent me an email saying that they were going to reduce the costs of subscriptions. And then it was like, all of a sudden, they're like, actually, no, we're not doing that. Sorry, that went out by mistake. I'm like, do you think people are going to be happy about that? Just give them the discount. You're making money hand over fist anyway. Just give everybody the discount, give the streamers the bigger cut, and then keep everything the same. No matter what, Twitch is still going to make bank. Darkside Phil, what about Darkside Phil? What did he do something stupid recently? Oh, dude, Clyde, that is an awesome poster. What the fuck? Dude. What? Oh, that is fucking nuts. That's crazy. That's so good. That is very 80s like action movie poster. That's what I'm getting from it. Like, if you had put the little guy as like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like the little guy down at the bottom there. If that was Arnold Schwarzenegger, that would just be an 80s action movie trailer. That's all it would be. It's so sick. You said banned on Twitch, hence Darkside Phil. Well, Darkside Phil was banned on Twitch because he kept using hateful slurs. He wasn't banned because of anything else. He was banned because he was just a racist. He was racist and homophobic. That's kind of why he got. That's why he got removed. Show my stream. Sure. Fuck yeah. All right. Let's do this so that I don't accidentally dox somebody. We'll do it like this. Open original. There we go. Okay. Oh, hey, Chris Pratt, you actually made it to one of the podcasts. Yeah, I did start it a little bit later in the day. I suggested to start was VHS tape box art. Oh, that, yeah, okay. Yeah, I see that. I can see that. That's good. Yeah, it's like a great mix. It's very like mid 80s to early 90s. That's the vibe I get from it, and I'm almost certain that's the vibe you're trying to go for. So give me 1 sec. I'm just getting it ready to put on stream. So that's the poster that. Oh, where'd it go? Wait a minute. Come back. Where'd you go? Is that it? How? What did I do? Is this it? It was there a sec. Now I'm gone. What is going on? What have I done? Where did the dino go? What the fuck happened? There we go. So that's the poster. That looks fucking cool, don't you think? That is awesome. That would actually just be sick merch. Like if you could find a place to print posters down the road, that's merch worthy. That's so good. Oh my god. Did you put it too low on the stack? Well, no, it for some reason it just went invisible. Like I don't remember clicking the eye, but maybe I did. This is to get people hyped on joining. It's fucking sick. Let the chat show. Do you want me to show off the other one too, Clyde? Cunt merch when? Soon, actually. I'm trying to work on how to make a design for it that, doesn't instantly make people go, oh, that just says cunt. I really like the name of the mountain, though. Oh my god. Who came up with the name that people voted for? Because it's exactly what I would expect. Oh my god, it's so good. Okay, and then here is the mountain, an epic quest to mount your mom. I like the spelling. The spelling is what sells it. Make a cunt mug? Oh, they already did that though. That there's a problem with that. Somebody's already made a mug that just has the handle as the C and it says like C or UNT on it. So I wouldn't be able to do that exact concept, but I could probably make something that'll work. But I love the spelling. The spelling is what sells me on it. Because if it was just like your mom, it's just like, oh, yeah, your mom joke in the year 2021. But the EURMAHM, that is perfect. That's got to eventually become like a shirt. Just a full-on just shirt. Or postcards. There you go. You'll be the first channel with postcards. I could see the 14-year-olds handing this to their friends, being like, haha, I was on an epic quest to mount your mom. Mouse pads. That's brilliant. That's a great idea. Shit. Oh, that would be good. I mean, it could even make a great poster, too. Or even a mug. Like, have that full wrap around it. Ooh, that would be crisp. That would be pretty crispy. I'd drink out of that mug. Why would you sell it that way? Because that caffeine is giving me the energy to go on the epic quest to mount your mom. That's perfect. It's selling itself. I would have an entire lineup of these. You said you would order your own mousepad? Oh yeah, I never did that, did I? No, I never ordered it. I think the reason I never ordered it was just because I wasn't working as much and I needed to make sure I was saving my money for just in case I needed it. Question is which one? I would probably get the one with my face on it. I think I'd get the one with the face on it. I think that one just seems the derpiest, and I think it's the one mouse pad I can justify myself owning, and nobody else to really justify owning it. Because if I have a mouse pad with my goofy ass face on it, it just makes sense. People would just be like, "Oh yeah, no, he seems he seems what's the word? Narcissistic enough for that to be the case." So I'd be down for that. I think it'd be fun. Oh man. But yeah, no, it's I really like that mount your mom thing. It's so good. So where are you gonna be putting these? Like, is this gonna be something you're putting on Reddit? Because I think that like just the artistry of it alone would probably be enough to get you some people to just join your stream just from that. It's fucking sick. I'm impressed. Hell, at this rate, I might even hire one of you to do my graphic designs. So good. Holy shit. Actually, you know what? That's probably one of the best ways to end off the stream because I was running out of material as it was anyway, and I'm starting to get sweaty again. Just going to post them anywhere we can, mostly for edits. Oh, clever. So, speaking of edits, when can we expect some maximum underdrive YouTube content, if that's even in the plans? I'm not sure if that is actually in the plans or not. Maybe I'm calling out something that shouldn't even be on stream. I'm getting preemptive with myself. I just feel like it's in and out of the plans. Ah, okay. Because I feel like even if you had like a clips channel, like not even as a main YouTube channel, but like maximum underdrive clips, you guys have so much stellar content, no pun intended, that could just be put on there just from like oh, you're shooting some shorts this weekend. Oh, I'm pumped for that. Oh god, they're gonna be good. Like if they're gonna be anywhere near the quality of like the channel point stuff, the scenes in betweens, and all the other like little sketches you've put into your just like your scene transitions and stuff. I'm pumped. It's gonna be good. I mean, how often do you get to use the word stellar? Well, I mean, I use it all the time, but I'm sure somebody would have just been like, "Oh, I see, he's making a pun." I actually wasn't. I just like the word stellar because it just makes me sound like a high schooler from the mid '80s. Oh, that's a stellar haircut, bro. I'm gonna go stretch some gnar. The point is to have more in-betweens and cutaways. Oh, okay. Thank you for following Fat Loser 293. Oh, that's so good because I almost weigh that much. Oh my god, that's such a perfect name for me. Oh, welcome. I appreciate the follow. The point is to, yeah, in-betweens and cutaways. Okay. Going to use shorts for that in our streams and post them on YouTube for the shorts content. Oh, that's going to be good. Oh, that could be so many different things. I don't want any spoilers. I want to see it fresh. Definitely let me know when it comes out. I would love to see it. Just completely no hints, nothing. Because I feel like it'll definitely tickle my fancy. Unless it's like maximum underdrive after dark, then it might tickle my pickle too. No, that's for your OnlyFans content, right, guys? Speaking of which, are you guys still gonna make an OnlyFans? I don't remember if that was still a thing, or if that was a joke or not. But I mean, if you are, go for it. But yeah, I think that that might basically cover everything that I've got going for me right now. Oh, I guess I should talk about what's going to be happening tomorrow. So tomorrow, do not expect me to be streaming during the day. It's still going to be really hot at like 34 degrees. So that's still an insanely hot day for me. So you can expect me to be editing, so I'll be at my computer. Odds are I'll see everything in Discord and Twitter if people want to chit chat with me. I'll be busier now that it's not 50 degrees. So tomorrow evening, I would probably say probably around 6 or 7 is when I'm going to start up the stream, and I think I'm going to do LA Noir or Master Chief Collection, one of the two. I want to eliminate some of the old games I never finished. We decided to deviate from the other YouTube content we were going to make because we just want to make fun stuff instead of trying to game the algorithm. You know what? Fair. I think that's kind of like the thing I want to do with the reactions channel. I want to game the algorithm, but I don't want to be as dirty as some of the other people who make react channels that just kind of sit there and just watch. Like, there's so many react channels that I've seen that have just no reaction whatsoever, and they have like 4 million subscribers and they're making bank. I don't want to be that scummy. I want it to be more than just you know, like more than just me giggling or like cringing. I want there to be something to talk about, something that actually has sustenance. So, OnlyFans maybe, but just for the gag, not the gags. That's hilarious. Have you seen the trailer for Imagine? I know what you're trying to do, Chris Pratt, and no, I will not imagine dragging these nuts over your face. Unless it's a real trailer. But if it's not, I got you. You're not gonna rub one on me. Yeah, that's scummy. Yeah, like you've seen those like YouTubers too, right? I think there was what was his name? He was on Tosh.0 a couple times. He was called out by it for a couple times. It was this one black guy. I can't remember his name for the life of me, but he would literally sit at the end of his bed. And he would watch the entire video in silence, sometimes with a chuckle or a giggle, but he wouldn't pause it or nothing. He would just sit there in mostly silence. And then when the video ended, he just put up his like and subscribe, and that was it. It was done. And I was like, how does he have this many followers? How does he have this many followers? And then it was just finding out that he's just gaming the system. Yeah, I've noticed that too with Moist. There's still a couple of things that he doesn't do that like half-assed reactions to, but I've kind of stayed away from his reaction content just because it's gotten so lackluster. It's not the way it used to be. Like he used to have more commentary that went with it, or even if not commentary, he used to at least talk a lot more. It's just, I don't know. It's gotten a little bit stale in terms of the reaction stuff. I still like his dildo Olympics and shit like that. That's still funny as hell to me. But I don't know. His reaction stuff kind of irks me now, and it bothers me because like so many people went that route. It's so hard to find a reaction channel that actually has conversations. Like I think Sidemen, as weird as this sounds, I was never really big into the Sidemen until recently because I just assumed they were all Chad bitches like Logan Paul and them, but once I started watching their stuff, I realized they were just a funny group of friends that are just, you know, in it for the laughs. I started watching their reaction content, and I found that they do have some pretty decent like conversations with it. If not beforehand, at least afterwards or during. Like they'll have like a 2-minute or 3-minute segment just before the video starts, and then after the 7 or 8 minute video, they'll have like another 2 or 3 minute conversation. So it's like a 50-50, which honestly I gotta give them credit for. It's a lot more than I thought a lot of people would actually put into a reaction video. But they also have the benefit of having like 2 to 3, even 4 people on at a time having a conversation. So it's a good balance of chemistry there. Whereas with Twitch streams, I feel like it'll be easier to like kind of bounce off of chat versus just recording it with your friends and then uploading it and having no conversation. So even if I can't arrange time with somebody, I can still chit chat with somebody and have a discussion about what just happened. There's a girl who reacted to Eurovision and lost her shit when it was Montenegro's turn because apparently it's racist? Huh? Wait, what? Eurovision? I don't get it. Doesn't Montenegro just translate to Black Mountain? And then she said, it's not my fault your founders couldn't find a better name. That's not even the name in their language, Lamau. Yeah, like, what? Yeah, like the translation. Oh, yeah. Has anybody ever seen the Crayola thing where it has the different languages on the back? in the Spanish word for black is negro, right? Like, they have that on the back of the crayon, and I've seen people get offended by that, and I'm like, dude, you're getting offended by another language. That's just Spanish for black. It was so weird, but I get people want to be offended. Oh, everybody always wants to have something that angers them because it justifies them feeling the way that they feel. They're always on the hunt for something to be angry about, especially if they're naturally angry at anything. Like for me, if I was naturally angry like I used to be, I would always just assume that people were just being shitty to me because they're just shitty people. But in reality, when I was a teenager, I was just a cunt. So I would try to deflect and just make everything a problem rather than try to find a solution. It took me a couple years to get over that phase of my life. But ever since then, I've just kind of been realistic, or well, not realistic, logical in the things that I'm willing to get offended by. Because even me, somebody who very rarely ever gets offended, I mean, there are still some things that would offend me. Like, if I saw somebody kick a dog in front of me, I'd be offended. I would go up there and beat his ass. If I saw somebody in the middle of a park trying to kidnap a child, I would get offended and start beating some ass. Those are the types of things that offend me. If I walk down the street and somebody calls me a fat cunt, I don't get offended. I go, oh, you seen the podcast. There's everybody's always going to get offended by something. There's always something that'll trigger someone, some more than others. And I get that. But just because you're triggered by something or you're offended by something doesn't necessarily mean that that thing is wrong. It just means it's wrong to you. And I get that. I completely get that. So when people get mad at me for saying something offensive or anything that I do, I understand that to them it's wrong, but to me it's not. Like, that's why, I hate to say this, but that is why there are still racists today. Because in their mind, the way they were raised and brought up, they were taught to believe that they are the ultimate human. And then if anybody tells them they're not, they get offended by it. So, like, to them, they have every reason to be offended. But to reality, like, realistic people, they look like scummy dickheads. How did I get here? Oh, it was because of you, Chris Pratt. How dare you? How dare you, Chris Pratt? How dare you? But yeah, no, like, I don't know if you're still here, Clyde, but if you do want to join in on me with, like, the Cosmos playlist I want to, like, put together, I'm totally down to have you and Evan be part of that, since you guys are in the galactic sphere of things as it is. If not completely, I don't have a set date, so we can completely set up a time that works best, because honestly, it's not even going to be something I'm going to turn into a weekly thing. It's just going to be a whenever I find enough videos to make it something fun, then yeah, I'll set up a time for it. And then I'll like cut down whatever videos I think made the best reaction or the best discussion and put them onto YouTube. But yeah, whenever works best, we can talk about that later if you want to. It's no big rush, but if you're interested in it, that's all I really need to know. Is if you're like, oh yeah, that sounds cool, great, we'll figure out a time. If not, all right, fair enough. Come hang in the Discord, we can talk about it. Yeah, for sure, because then I can at least crank on my AC. You were talking about reactionary channels. Yeah, but I mean that. All right, fine, checkmate. How dare you? You've clearly been a mod of mine for too long, Chris Pratt. Too long. All right. Actually, I think that's basically where I'm gonna try to cut the. Tell your peeps about our Discord as well. I think I have. You could drop a link to your Discord in the chat right now if anybody wants to join it. But yeah, otherwise if you want to set up a link to the invite, I can put it in or you could put it in my Discord, I think. I'm not sure how that works. But if you want to drop your Discord link in my Discord, go for it. Everybody who hasn't already decided to follow Maximum Underdrive, please do. Fantastic channel. They put a lot more effort into it than I do. And join their Discord. They're actually probably one of the more interactive streamers out there because they like to go into the voice channels and actually chit chat with everybody. I'm bad at that. Like I do sometimes, but I don't do it as much as I should, and I regret that. But hey, at least I know I'm doing wrong. You've turned me into a cunt and a cunt. Yeah, you could just send it in general. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've definitely turned you into both versions of the word. And yes, I will eventually try to come up with some merch and get that all out of the way. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for stopping by for another episode of Cunt. And I will see you all next week, with or without guests. I'll try to work some. Actually, I think Zaren's going to be my guest because it's going to be an earlier podcast next week. He was supposed to be on today, but I had to make it later on in the evening because of how hot it was. So next week it's going to be me and Zaren. So don't miss out. It could end up being. It could end up becoming a very heated podcast. Thanks, babe, for the podcast. No problem. Kawaii. Raid. Yes. Okay. So who should I raid? Anybody you know that's streaming that should get the raid? My mom. Oh my god. So I don't really have anybody who's on right now. Displayed flea? Oh yeah, sure. Okay. All right. Display. Oops. Raid. Displayed flea. There we go. All right. Make sure you guys show you some support to Displayed Flea. I don't know what he's playing right now, but we'll be checking that all out together, won't we? All right, everybody. I'm going to click raid now, and I'll see you all later. Love you guys. Bye. Well then, I guess I'm just gonna end the stream. uh, well, yeah, didn't realize I was still streaming. Anybody else have somebody else I could raid? uh. Oh no, you guys. Oh no, he just noticed it. Oh man. Alright, I'll raid somebody else. Cypher P? Okay. What's he playing out of curiosity? Oh man. Cypher underscore P? Clone Hero. Okay. I'll raid him. I don't know how many people are still here, but if you want, you can raid to Cypher P. Alright, everybody. Now I'm going to shut off the stream. Love you guys. Bye.